We're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 6.
I'm Philip Coleman.
And I'm Lynn Brooks. Tonight on WVUA News at 6. Greene County leaders are speaking out after a state senator used an offensive name to describe Green Track customers.
Plus, an Alabama inmate is set to be executed for the death of a Tuscaloosa County woman. But first, tonight's top story, new developments surrounding the future of Partlow Developmental Center. Just this afternoon, Governor Robert Bentley announced the Partlow Developmental Center in Tuscaloosa will close permanently on or before November 30th.
The original deadline of September 30th was lifted so Governor Bentley could visit Partlow residents. Also, community and group facilities where residents would be moved. In a statement, Bentley says he wants the best care for the residents of Partlow, and he believes moving them to group facilities would provide the best care. 33 of the 156 residents of Partlow have been moved into community-based homes. Partlow is Alabama's last state-run institution for people with intellectual disabilities. This closing will mean more than 400 people will lose their jobs.
A Shelton State student has died while on a rock climbing trip. Friends say it was the result of equipment failure. Tonight, friends in Tuscaloosa are remembering the life of Jonathon Sullivan.
20-year-old Jonathon Sullivan was killed Wednesday on a rock climbing trip in Virginia. His friends in Tuscaloosa say they are shocked and sad.
He was supposed to be back, and it's just like he never came back. It's like you're still waiting on him. Just still expecting him to walk through the door into the apartment. And I said, I know it's going to be okay. Because he's up in the pearly gates with them two elephants. And he made the team.
Nick Parten and Austen O'Connor say now all they have are the memories of Sullivan.
We were going to be good friends. What we didn't realize over the next few months, we were going to become family. We become brothers. And just, this guy was just such a passionate friend and emotional with everything he did. If you just hung out with him for a couple of days, he was already trying to make that connection with you just so you knew he was going to be that good friend to everybody. He wanted to play Alabama football. And I wanted to tag along.
Kristen Stevens says Sullivan was the kind of person who always loved to entertain his friends.
He can't be replaced with anybody. He's a wonderful guy. He loved to sing. We sang all night a week ago yesterday.
Sullivan's friends say even though he's gone, his music lives on and brings them some comfort.
You need to be back in my life, you see. 'Cause when you're away, my heart will.
In Tuscaloosa, Lindsay Price, WVUA News.
And the National Park Service is investigating this tragedy. WVUA is covering Greene County. That's where tensions are running high after a state senator called Green Track customers a name some people find offensive.
Tonight, leaders of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference are speaking out. State Senator Scott Beeson was recorded on tape calling African-American Green Track customers Aborigines. Beeson is testifying against 9 people accused of buying and selling votes on pro-gambling legislation. Beeson recorded the conversations for the FBI. During another recording, Beeson said putting electronic bingo on the November 2010 ballot would bring out lots of black voters. The Greene County chapter of the SCLC called a press conference to respond to Beeson's comments. WVUA is at that meeting. We will have much more tonight on WVUA News at 10. An Alabama inmate is set for execution tonight for the death of a Tuscaloosa County woman. Eddie Duval Powell is scheduled to die by lethal injection at Holman Prison. He was convicted of raping, sodomizing, and murdering 70-year-old Maddie Wesson back in 1995. Powell's execution was set for 6 o'clock tonight.
Volunteers from all across the country are still pouring into Tuscaloosa to help people still suffering from April's storms. The founder of Project Kinect, Greg Potter, is traveling the world for a year. He arrived in Tuscaloosa a week and a half ago to volunteer. Today, Potter and 2 other volunteers were at the Central Church of Christ off Hargrove Road. Potter says he is working with residents that still need help and don't know where to go for assistance.
We still meet people that still have injuries that have not been attended to and they're not sure where to go to. We see people that are going through the different steps with FEMA and they need just a little more guidance.
And so far, Potter has worked with AmeriCorps, Soma Baptist Church, the Salvation Army. He plans to stay in Tuscaloosa until the end of the month.
The World Changers Mission Group has been in Tuscaloosa helping storm survivors all this week, and during that time, they have helped dozens of people. Still, organizers say one family in particular touched their hearts. The team told us they met a family who'd been living in a bowling alley since the April tornado. The missionaries gathered some items to give them. They donated air mattresses, diapers, and other supplies to that family. World Changer member Chelsea Burnette says it was an emotional experience.
And she just said they were sleeping on a bowling alley, and she told all of us, and I could see the sadness in their faces. And then when they got the stuff, they were just so happy to be getting something they could actually sleep on and enjoy, so they didn't have to be in the back of the bowling alley.
Nearly 200 World Changers are here in Tuscaloosa, and they'll be here until Sunday.
A change is on the way for the City of Tuscaloosa's Tourism Department. Executive Director Robert Ratliff is stepping down. Ratliff is taking a position with a company in Mississippi. He will work with tourism centers across the nation to help develop internet and social networking sites. Ratliff has been with the Department of Tourism in Tuscaloosa for 14 years. He says he has enjoyed his time as Director of Tourism in Tuscaloosa.
Been a great experience. I've been so proud to have represented our city from the tourism standpoint. But I guess you can say I'm leaving the nonprofit world and going back into the for-profit world.
And Ratliff's last day on the job is June 30th. No decision has been made on a replacement yet. Ratliff says more than likely an interim will be appointed for a while. Now, still to come here on WVUA News at 6.